Hello, everybody. Jodolo here from Analog Man Cave, and I am reviewing, well, in a different kind of review format, this thing, the Dungeons and Dragons starter set, Heroes of the Borderlands, which is a riff on, of course, Keep on the Borderlands from back in the day, the classic old school adventure module. We called them modules back then. They got people started into the game. Probably more people. I think that module was the most published one ever, and more people started with that than anything else back in the day ever. So it's really, really good. It's really popular. It's a classic. So of course, Wizards of the Coast has no creativity of their own, so they decide let's steal from a classic, right? And so the first time I saw that, I heard about it, right? I heard rumors and people talking about it. So I'm like, oh, let me go check it out. So I go to their website. Let me show you something here. Let's see. I'm going to share the screen with you. Okay. So what are we looking at here? All right. Fucking expensive. First thing I thought of, Jesus Christ. That's a lot of damn money. So $54.99, right? You buy in the store $50. I don't know. It's a lot of damn money though. So I was struck by the fact that it looks like they're calling it a board game. I'm like, what in the hell is this? Why are they calling this thing a board game? Like you could buy the board game or the digital pack. I'm like, well, maybe this isn't an adventure set, starter adventure, introductory thing like Lost Minds of Fandelver, which if you just saw the several videos I dropped over the last few days criticizing Greg Christopher's criticism of Lost Minds of Fandelver, you'll see I really like that. I thought it was fantastic, especially when you combine it with Icespire Peak, that essential set, right? So I'm thinking to myself, well, this is this actually a starter set? Is it a board game? Is it like the Dungeon board game? So looking at it, I'm realizing, wow, they're doing a whole lot of different shit here. Tokens and a bunch of different maps and game cards and 4 classes, blah blah blah. A quick start guide, dice, good, thank God. Combat tracker, nice. Bunch of maps, that's really nice, right? And then you have your advertisement and blah blah blah. Get going fast and some decent art on this page. I don't know what the fuck that's all about there, that party, but blah blah blah. So I'm like, all right, well, let me get it, right? So I bought it last week and I opened it with my brother. I wish I had that recorded because I just want to see your face when you open this shit. And he was like, well, what the hell is it? He was perplexed by the whole goddamn thing, honestly. He didn't know what the hell was going on there. I said, I know, that's the problem. It's not a starter set in any traditional sense. It's more like a fucking board game, right? And so I opened it up, and what you're getting here is like cards. Now, I'm not going to go through everything. Tim Shorts did a fantastic unboxing. There's a link to his video below, as well as a link to my take on Fandelver. So there's 4 videos on there that I did with Greg Christopher. So I'm not going to get into the unboxing aspect, but just really quick, you're looking at cards, right, that you put down in front of you instead of a character sheet, and on these cards you place cards, right, like spell cards, Toll the Dead, Aid, Shield of Faith, blah blah blah. You also put a card there for your background, acolyte, soldier, farmer, right? So you know what you are. And on the other side, it tells you what that means, right? You're a soldier. And then the DM has a bunch of NPC cards. Cool. Neat. Okay. Let's just say they're very fucking diverse. Okay, cool. Nothing medieval about this. And some stats on the back. You got, for the players, you got some spell cards here. I'm sorry, some magic item cards. So if you're getting a magic item, on the back, it tells you what it is. So you're handing these cards out to the players. You also have a ton of equipment cards, things that are for sale in various places. You got a picture on the front here, and on the back side, you got the whatever it does, the stats. You got more cards here for your whatever race you are. I guess they call it species now, but it's still race. And on the back, it tells you what you get for each race. And I think that's it for all. Oh, wait, and we got the big ass thing of for the DM, all the monster cards here. So on one side, you got the picture, right? On the other side, you got the monster stat block and all that shit. But the only good thing I think they did give out here is this little card for what you do during your combat, right? Your actions that you could take on your turn in combat, right? So everything you could do. Cool. That's actually maybe helpful, right? Some handouts that are decent. Provisioner. I don't know why they focus so much on the goddamn pictures of musical instruments. That's fucking weird to me. But you got some handouts, some letters, some notes. You have some what you get at a trader, what things look like. sacred services, what you could buy at the inn. I'm always down for a good menu for an inn. That's I'm good for that. Yeah, yeah. And then a shit ton of maps, big maps, decent maps that unfolds. All right. And then we're getting into the nitty gritty of what makes it a board game. These fucking tokens. Look at them all. I mean, tokens and token. Oh crap! I just popped one out. Tokens and token holders and all this shit. I don't want to pop any out because I'll fucking lose them. But yeah, it's like you have a board game in front of you, right? Now, as you're going through the board game, you do have, you're not moving pieces on a board, but it feels like a goddamn board game. So you have a little 30-something page play guide here. You know, it's like the player's handbook and DM guide in one, how to run it, how to play it. And then you have 3 books breaking out the Keep on the Borderlands, right? So you got the Keep itself, you have the Wilderness book, okay, and you have the Caves of Chaos. All right. So now, in looking at this thing, this is the most pussified game I've ever seen. You go to the Keep, right? And I mean, I get that it's for fucking beginners, but Jesus Christ, this is look at the stupid ass goat. So your quests, everybody you go to has a quest for you. You never get a sense that you feel like you're in a place. You get a sense that you feel like you're moving around an MMO RPG and talking to random NPCs to get a quest. That they only exist for a quest. So you go to the barn and your quest is, oh my god, I left the goat pen open and all morning the goats were gone. I'm sure they're all within the keep, but I need to tend to the other animals. Please track down the missing goats. Holy shit. So you could do survival checks and persuasion. As if somebody else in the keep wouldn't say, hey, the keep ain't that big. You find that you're missing some goats? There you go. Right? There's one for a bank. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's one for a bank here where somebody robbed the bank and you got to help find out who robbed it. Like stay there and see, they think they're going to rob it again. You're in a keep. They got guards. You go to the head of the keep and find out, hey, buddy, somebody robbed me. You're supposed to protect my ass. Why don't you go do that instead of a bunch of fucking random strangers, right? You go to the inn, all right, the Traveler's Inn. Oh, this is a serious quest here. Here's what you get. This is the quest. 3 guests sleeping in the common room this evening requested to be woken before sunrise. To be woken. Is that a word? Is that how you say it? Requested to be woken? All right, fucking weird. But I have a morning errand to attend to, so I won't be able to fulfill my promise to them. I'd like you to wake up the early risers in my stead without stirring any of the other guests. In exchange, I'll give you a free night's stay in one of my private rooms. There's even one with a window. How does that sound? Holy crap. Your quest in an inn to get a free room is to be the alarm clock, a wake-up call person for people. I mean, there's nobody else working at this inn who could do it, who could just walk in. And so it's all about a test of tiptoeing, essentially. You got to do a stealth check or else somebody wakes up. I mean, what kind of stupid shit is this? It's just dumb. Just dumb all around, right? And the art sucks. Generally speaking, there's a couple pieces that are okay, but generally most of it just sucks ass. Then you get into the wilderness encounter, right? And you have some basic bitch wilderness encounters. And each encounter, it tells you things like for the bandit ambush, right? What you need to play the bandit ambush, you need a player map of the trail. Okay, wrong hand there. Player map of the trail. Okay, you need a character token, 1 per player character. You need monster card and tokens, 3 bandits, and a prowl, whatever the hell that is, and the magic item deck. So that's what you need to play this board game sequence here, right? And then it goes through different things that you're going to have. There's the bandit ambush map, all right? So, my God, this is like spoon-feeding idiots. And then we got the Caves of Chaos itself. And they use, I think, the same basic maps. I didn't read this as in depth. They use the same basic maps. There's, hobgoblins in one area, kobolds and all that kind of shit. The bugbears, the minotaur, the knoll there, blah, 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 blah. And that's a decent picture on the cover. I'll give you that. That's somewhat decent of a picture. Neat and evocative, cool. Wilderness, kind of a blur. And by the way, they don't have the fucking crazy hermit in the wilderness. That's an insult. All right. That's a fucking insult. I don't get this. This is fucking weird. This is bad art too from the player's handbook part. But my main criticism though, Actually, there was one. I'm gonna try to point out the good shit. Right, there was one really cool looking thing that they did. They spent good money on this, the Keep map. All right, granted they've had a million years to copy and expand upon it and all that, but that's actually a decent map for the Keep. I like that. Looks original too. It looks like they kept it, and the binding is good in this. It's like saddle stitch. I'm surprised they went saddle stitching, so that's good. It's meant to last. Too bad it's not meant to be played very well as a representation of D&D, because that's my main fucking criticism of this thing. All right, I don't. Let's say you get a group of people together and you lie to them and you say they're going to play D&D, right? You lied, because this isn't D&D in any way, shape, or form. This is a board game that uses elements from D&D, right? So you trick them into playing this board game that has elements of D&D, and afterwards they get to level 3 and they're like, cool, now what? Right? Okay, so this game has taught new DMs nothing about how to actually put together an actual adventure or run an actual adventure, because basically it did spoon fed the DM, and the DM spoon fed the players whatever was going on here. Okay, so it taught the DM nothing, and the players think that D&D is a fucking board game with placemats and little cards on it, right? And so okay, so the players like, neat, now what? So now the DM's like, cool, now I can run an adventure. Now, let's say, for example, let's say the DM was broke, which, as we all were back in the day when we were starting this game, we had to share resources and stuff, right? One buys the player's handbook, one buys the monster manual, one buys the DM guide, you all get together, and whoever's running it can, that's how it was. We swap modules amongst each other because we couldn't afford them, right? So let's say that this is a broke ass DM kind of a thing, okay? So you spend $50, $60 on this. And you get dice too. Sure, I don't want to leave out the dice. They're bullshit, whatever. Decent enough. Good enough dice, right? But you get dice too. And so you get one dice, you're all sharing dice at the table, but most players are going to want their own dice, so they go out and buy some dice after the third session, probably, because they don't want to keep sharing the same dice. So now the DM's invested in it, and the players are got $10 into the game because of dice. They want their cool, shiny little dice. And knowing the type of players who will play this fucking thing, they're all sparkly, I'm sure, right? So you got money invested into this thing. Now the DM's like, well, cool. I want to run something else. So let's say he goes and buys an adventure, right? A hardcover, 5th edition adventure from 2014 days or whatever. And he looks at this fucking book and he's like, well, what the fuck is this? Where's all my spoon-fed instructions? How do I do this? What am I supposed to do? I've not been told every step of the way what to do here. Like, holy crap, now what, right? And so he has to go buy the player's handbook, the Dungeon Master's Guide, and the Monster Manual, right? And even if he's buying the 2025, he's buying substandard bullshit. So if he's smart, if somebody told him, hey, don't do that, get secondhand 2014 versions, it's better anyway. And then steal whatever you want from the 2025 shit online. You can find the fucking, all the other information online. So cool. So whatever version he buys, right? He's dropping $150 on the actual, 2024 one. He might be dropping, let's say he gets half price somewhere, $75 for a set of the others, right? So now he's $125 in, and he says, okay, now I can run a game, right? So he has all this stuff. Now he's in hell because he's like, well, what the fuck did I buy this for? Because this piece of shit box set is this board game, hasn't taught me shit, hasn't taught the player shit. Now I feel like I've been swindled myself and I've swindled my players, and we're going to play a game that's completely different in form and format than the one we just played when I told them we're playing D&D, right? So shit. Now what do I do? You might hear rumors of this Lost Mind of Fandelver thing or the D&D Essentials box set. He might grab that. Fuck the Stormwreck Isle thing. I thought that was a piece of shit. But if you're listening to this and you're looking where to go, how do I do this? Buy Fandelver, buy Essentials, or have the PDF fairy make a special fucking delivery to you, and go through that. Look at my Lost Mine of Fandelver videos that I commented on Greg Christopher's comments. Like I said, get some ideas about how to run those. There's a few hours there that'll help you. And by all means, God, look online, watch people play. Don't watch Critical Role. At least don't watch anything other than the first season, because everything else after that is a goddamn radio drama. All right, that's all it is a 1940s radio drama. I don't know how it's D&D or considered D&D, especially this latest season. I watched the first episode. I couldn't get 45 minutes in. I'm going to blow my brains out here. Anyway, look at some people actually playing, like Dungeon Musings or someone like that. All right, look for somebody actually playing this game. Learn how to play it. read your books, read your player's handbook, your monster manual, DM guide, and figure it out. But I feel sorry for you because you just wasted $50 plus whatever else on a box set that didn't teach you jack shit except some terminology, didn't teach you how to DM, and didn't teach you how to play. Because what's the off ramp? That's the biggest failure with this thing. That's the biggest problem with this thing. How do you off ramp them from this into real DMing, real adventures, real modules? How do you off ramp people from this to that? They're going to feel ripped off, confused. It's too complicated. They're not going to want to do it. That's the shame of this. It's a missed fucking opportunity. A missed fucking opportunity. They should have went back to Phandelver and Essentials, took everything they could from that, put it all into one place, and combined it into one great adventure. Because that was truly, and it was like what, $20, right? Holy shit! For Phandelver, $20. They kept it cheap. They didn't have all this bullshit in there that you'll never fucking use again. You're never going to use this shit ever. So you just spend all this money on stuff you're never going to use. That's the shame of it. I feel bad for these people because, I mean, like I said, the biggest problem is not other people are talking about things like, oh, there's no continuity and this and that. That's the problem. That you don't. Well, you know what? The original one didn't have a whole lot of fucking continuity either. So that's not a big deal, right? Some people, there's no overarching plot. Well, it's a fucking sandbox. If you're going to teach them how to play a sandbox, that's fine. You don't need an overarching plot. Too easy? Yes, it's absolutely too easy. That's another criticism I've had. I took notes on people's criticisms I found here. It's a lot of clutter. It's a lot of bullshit. You're going to lose pieces. You're going to break it, right? It's a lot of goddamn money. You don't know where it's at either. I mean, is this Greyhawk? Is it Forgotten Realms? Who knows? They're focusing on Forgotten Realms, but this could be anywhere, right? The DM guidance in this is shit. It assumes that if you know how to be a player, you know how to be a DM, and all you're really teaching people as DMing is these little fucking notes and at each encounter, Now, I don't mind some people bitch about the fact that there's only 4 classes and only 4 races. I'm sorry, species. It's only 4 classes and 4 species. I don't care about that. I mean, Phandelver only had 5, I think, so that's cool. That's fine. That's no big deal. No big deal on that one. I think that when you look at this, though, it's boring. There's no adrenaline rushes at all. It feels like a board game for an 8-year-old kid. And they actually had to patch the fucking thing because they got so many complaints about nothing is connecting everything together. They had to patch it online with some free material you could download, I think, or something like that. So, it just my overall net, I guess, review is that don't get it. It's a piece of shit. It sucks. It won't teach you real D&D. It's not a good on-ramp for actual D&D. And if you buy this thing, you're wasting your fucking money. I feel bad for you. So unless you're going to, a lot of people already bought it. A lot of people did reviews. Like I said, check out Tim Short's unboxing below. A link below to that and see what everything is in it and in more depth and get his take on it because it's really entertaining. And he does a good job on that. But my overall take is like, okay, you bought it. You bought this board game that has elements of D&D. Now what? You haven't learned how to play D&D. You haven't learned how to DM a Dungeons & Dragons game. So what the fuck good is it? Isn't that what a starter set is all about? Right? Anyway, I will talk to you later, guys. I think that by the time this drops, it'll be soon before I have my Glenn Steele interview. Okay? That is coming up. And if you're watching this after the fact, go back and watch the Glenn Steele interview. He's an amazing writer, artist, and cartographer. Monkey Blood Games and Publishing is his company, I believe, and he puts out Midderlands and all the other good stuff from Monkey Blood. So check it out. It's coming up. It's going to be a 3-hour interview and then a half an hour for people who are paying members to the channel. 99 cents gets you to become a paying member. And you could listen and join in maybe if you want to join the actual video call because we're doing a half hour. It goes from 2 to 5 Eastern time on Monday the 13th. And then afterwards from 5 to 5:30, we're doing the members only section. So I'm looking forward to it. And I think Glenn is too. He's kind of excited. So it should be fun. Anyway, thanks very much, guys, for listening this long. And please like and subscribe, share it around. I do appreciate that. Take care. Bye-bye.